is what we call
hater shit.
There is no better term.
Talking this morning about all of these external provocations that continue. If you guys have been following along for the past 5 years, someone made it my job to speak as an advocate on behalf of everyone who is being underserved, exploited, etc. and so forth, whether it's because of racial issues, whether it's because of mental health issues. And this is not a job that pays well. As a matter.
Hey T, why do we have to see the ceiling and the fan? It's making me really dizzy. And no, nobody wants you as a spokesperson.
In fact, they don't pay much of anything. And I think that they do that tactically so that I cannot up and leave, literally. So let's talk about it. Yesterday, I was at a government office and I heard a man say, "You're doing this because I'm black." And I wanted to get up and say to the man, nope, they're not doing this because you're black. I'm white and they're doing it to me. And there's lots of other people who they do it to. Being black probably doesn't help. But
fuck,
no,
Heather?
It's not just because you're black. I'll tell you why they're doing it.
It's not just because
systemically, these people in these positions who are, quote, doing this to us, they are programmed to do it. They are programmed to not ask, am I doing the right thing? They are programmed to not look deeper for meaning. They are programmed to accept surface value explanations from their superiors. And they are programmed to judge people who look poor, people who look ignorant, people who sound uninformed. Those are the three largest categories. Does it happen a lot more to black people than other, nationalities? I really don't know. I don't know the statistics. But it makes sense that it would. It makes sense that it would happen the most to minorities with a language barrier and black people who are still trying to recover from oppressive regimes.
Stop. Don't get on that. Black people still recovering from the oppression. Don't. You need to shut up. You're starting to sound racist yourself. I hate it whenever people I'm not trying to make anyone mad, but I'm also not in the mood today. I'm gonna say what I want to say, and it's gonna be my opinions. Whenever people say shit like that, it almost makes me wonder if they're racist, because it's like, why are you acting like they're fucking handicapped? I guess it's just me. I feel like everyone's just kind of like equal. We all are in here together. We all freaking bleed red. God literally made each and every one of us. He didn't make us different. So whenever people say stuff like that, I don't know, it probably would be harder for the black people, they're still getting over the oppression. It's like, what are you doing? You're acting like you're kind of giving them a handicap sticker. They're good. No one needs your fucking pity.
And direct statistics, but it makes sense that it would. It makes sense that it would happen the most to minorities with a language barrier and black people who are still trying to recover from oppressive regimes, and direct ancestors of slaves who have not been able to make it yet. That's who it feels like it would affect the most. I happen to be white and poor, so it has happened to me. I know lots of other people who are poor and it has happened to them, and I can get into more details. If you come into a government office and you're dirty, right? Or if a police officer arrests you and you're dirty. And what I mean by dirty is unshowered, hair unkept, no makeup on, in a dirty outfit, right? Dirty clothing. What's going to happen is, and forgive me for not being center screened while I'm doing this, I'm getting ready for the day. But I felt like, due to the provocations I've been experiencing this morning, it was important for me to say this and explain this to those who don't understand.
This morning.
It is your responsibility to listen and to hear and to understand, because we are the future, and only this understanding and learning of knowledge can promote change, and also, whether incremental or abrupt, implement that change for future generations. Knowledge can promote change, and also, whether incremental or abrupt, implement that change for future generations, as well as older generations who are still suffering from a lot of these unresolved issues. People basically get into habits, whether you are a Chipotle line person who puts meat on rice, or you are a government worker who puts people in jail. People get into programmed norms. And what they do every day over and over, they become more and more comfortable with doing and it almost becomes like an automatic refund norms. And what they do every day over and over, they become more and more comfortable with doing.
That's exactly what you're doing, Heather. That's exactly what you've been doing. You program yourself to be so comfortable in that tent all winter long. You're so comfortable not having a job. You're so comfortable not having to have any responsibilities with kids or bills or payments, a job, and you're still in a shelter. Yeah, it's a hotel, but you're not going to be there forever.
People get into programmed norms, and what they do every day over and over, they become more and more comfortable with doing, and it almost becomes like an automatic reflex. And an automatic reflex is something like breathing, right? We don't have to stop and say, take a deep breath. We just breathe, right?
No.
We just breathe because we
That's
are
not true. Not all the
programmed
time.
through our central nervous system to remember that we need to breathe. It's kind of also like muscle memory. If you do something for a long time, even if you stop doing it, it comes naturally
Where
once
are
you
you
pick it back
going?
up. So when we're talking about handling people, sadly, it becomes just like the Chipotle, scoop your rice and your beans into your bowl. It doesn't, people are not getting the individual considerations in which they deserve. And when someone appears to be unkept or dirty or has poor grammar, subconsciously, whether the person on the other end of handling them is realizing it or not, they're understanding that they can get away with explaining themselves less and doing more to control that person's outcome. I truly don't believe that most people who are involved in this unethical process even know that they are, but they are, and it needs to stop. If people are poor, they need to be made wealthy.
What?
They need to be made prosperous. The only way to resolving these issues is to giving people enough. And I've spoken at length about universal income and also about, poverty being the real enemy and the real problem. Also about the evolution of digital currency as a resolution to these problems.
Do that fucking
But
fan.
when you handle people in the way that they are rice and beans and meat, rather than individuals with needs and emotions and, human beings who deserve to be heard and deserve to be repaired and restored and vindicated and lifted rather than pushed. We are not rice, beans, and meat. We don't require, the same.
We are
scooping
not
each
rice,
time
beans,
over
and
and
meat.
over and over. We all have different needs. We all have different reasons that brought us to where we are. But at the end of the day, money wins. So it's going to remain a situation of uneven, unfair, just people can leverage with money. And it has got to stop. Every single time I make a little bit of progress in escaping this very, very oppressive situation that I've been held in for approximately 5 years, it's like they just grab me around the waist and pull me back. And if I'm not diving headfirst into someone else's problems, they make those problems my own personal problems so that I can demonstrate what I would do to, number one, identify the problem, number two, communicate the problem, and number three, correct the problem. Because there is a giant demographic who does not know and cannot do it on their own.
Go look for a sugar daddy.
I like to think that I am well-spoken and articulate enough to
like,
be able to communicate. But what ends up happening is people get lost in their ego and in their pride. And even after I or someone else communicates the true problem, hey, judge, hey, officer, hey, whatever person in authority that you're choosing to speak to, I think you're handling this wrong, and here's why. Some of them are determined to improve, and therefore they open their minds and listen, and whether they agree or not, they give it some serious thought.
She better than I
Others are not open-minded, and ego gets in the way, or pride gets in the way, and that power trip that they're on gets in the way, and they say, well, I don't care about the ethics in regards to the situation. I'm the boss here, and so this is what's going to happen.
Who's the
When you're dealing with someone like that, a lot of people on the millionaire mindset, they say, just don't deal with them, just leave. But what they're refusing to address on the millionaire mindset is that in doing so, and they probably know this, they're probably just refusing to address it. In doing so, you have to sacrifice a lot. And when I say you have to sacrifice a lot, I'm talking the well-being of people that you love. I'm talking the peace and protection of people, places, and things that you love and truly care about. It's a very, very selfish decision to run. But then they argue back, it's selfless. I don't want to be, being dragged for the rest of my life into this misery and into, protecting and explaining and describing what's going on just so that people can choose not to make the change anyways.
I need to talk to y'all.
Being dedicated to improvements doesn't mean that I have to live, breathe, eat, poop, fart injustice. I and my family have not received justice or vindication in years.
Oh.
I don't remember the last time that I was able to curl up with a book, listening to my children laughing in their bedroom next door, and fall asleep in peace knowing that my family is together with me, safe, and happy.
You did that.
I have a 3-month-old baby that is somehow being caught up in whatever this is, and it's not fair.
Okay.
And every single time that we discuss these issues, it comes back to, well, there must be something wrong with the mother. There's nothing wrong with the mother. The only thing wrong with the mother is that her eyes are wide open, as are her ears, and she sees everything that is taking place. Her eyes are wide open, as are her ears, and she sees everything that is taking place. Until we get to a space of offering people enough money to survive, and not just survive, but live, to eat the foods that they see everyone else eating, to wear the clothes that they see everyone else wearing, to participate in the activities and the education that they see everyone else engaging in, we are going to face these issues. It is never going to change. And the only proven method of receiving any sort of attention to matter is when the authority and the one who is absolutely refusing to acknowledge the circumstances becomes the victim.
I thought you had to get ready to go.
It's sick and it's sad, and I don't know how to fix it other than to say universal income is the answer.
But it's not the answer.
That's it. You would be equally as powerful with the person next to you, and now you guys are equals and you're peers, and you can discuss things. And if someone is so dumb that they will frivolously, spend money on things that don't matter, then they never had power or control to begin with. So what are you worried about?
Are you serious?
I keep on trying to make sense why universal income continues to get thumbs down and
it will never
snubbed.
make sense.
It is the only answer. And I've discussed this at length in numerous other videos and podcasts and interviews and discussions and private conversations and public ones alike. When you give people enough, when you give people what they need, they can be okay.
Why put it back down?
People are not generally resorting to violence or robberies or forceful crimes unless they are so oppressed that it is their only way. Another direct quote from Tupac: "I ain't never did a crime I ain't have to do." Who can relate to that? How many of us can relate to that?
I get it.
I'm tired. I'm truly tired. And when I
But
say
you
I'm
don't
tired,
have
I
to
mean
all the time.
I muster up enough energy to smile at my children, to check on them, to try to hide as much of this as I can.
Thank you, Maureen.
To give them love as they give me. They're my only fuel. My only fuel. But I am exhausted. When I get back from doing little tasks, I feel like I need to lay down again. You've got to spread this out over more people. I can't handle so much. I want to be with my children.
Now she's gonna start
I
crying.
have a 3-month-old son that because of this, because of the forced advocacy, I'm being literally forced to participate in. A court system, a power and authority is claiming that I need to have some sort of rigid distance from my children.
Whoa.
Some sort of very structured.
This is going to get deleted. How much you bet? I bet you she's gonna delete this.
Because of the forced advocacy, I'm being literally forced to participate in. A court system, a power and authority is claiming that I need to have some sort of rigid distance from my children. Some sort of very structured interaction. And they don't even let me discuss details.
Well, that's enough. That's
If
crazy.
you are a
That's
human rights
sad.
or civil rights attorney, if you are a power or an authority who can help me, please. My DM is always open.
My favorite TV shows right now, Big Bang Theory and Modern Family. I'm super binging and always hopeful that they're on.
I'm wondering who in the hell asked her what her favorite TV shows were.
My favorite TV shows right now, Big Bang Theory and Modern Family. I'm super binging and always hopeful that they're on.
Thank God, because I know those antibodies are medically proven to be absolutely just, you cannot replicate them. So I'm really grateful for that. If you guys have not been here for the entire journey, catch yourselves up by reviewing the Instagram if you're interested. If not, no worries. Welcome anyways. I hope you guys have a great day. I am getting ready.
How do you feed the faith when effort isn't matching with outcome? Well, obviously, your effort is not matching the outcome because you're not putting in as much effort as you want the outcome to be. She acts like if she just goes to church, then she could get whatever she wants. Like, I don't even this is honestly none of my business, but it's just my opinion. I feel as if you don't even want or have a relationship with God, and you can't, he's, again, for the millionth trillionth time, he's not a genie. You can't just go to church, say, this is what I want, and then he's going to give it to you. You have to actually have a relationship with God so he can see what you're doing, so he can help you help yourself.
You guys know how I really believe in God, and I go to church pretty regularly, and I've always prayed even in the times I haven't been able to go to church. But I'm just having a really, I'm trying so hard to have unwavering faith here. There's so much going on that I'm just learning about in the world and with myself personally, and it just causes me to feel such a tremendous amount of dis-ease, uneasiness. You know, it's like, how could these things be possible? I'm in a shelter right now, and I have more than a bachelor's degree education and have applied to no less than 300 jobs, and I'm not hearing anything back. And I have a 13-week-old and 3 other children who I've raised mostly by myself their entire lives.
Another thing with this whole job thing, I really don't know who in the world would actually believe that she applies to that many places. But what she does is she applies her narrative. Most of y'all have seen her narrative, okay? It's something that people don't need to read, and you definitely don't need to put it on a resume. So what she does is she self-sabotages herself. 1, by adding her narrative to her freaking resume. 2, applying for jobs that she can't even do, like remote fucking working. And then 3, she doesn't do anything. She applies for jobs that she is not even capable of. Like, why don't you start applying for fast food restaurants, Kohl's, Target, the mall, a gas station, a coffee shop. Why don't you try places like that, Heather? Because you know you'll get it, and then you'll be fucked. That's why you're self-sabotaging. Mother's Day 2024, I just want one thing. Scary. No, ew. Get the fuck. Block it, smack it.
Okay, so other than those 3 forms of intelligence, the artificial...
Oh, girl. Are we feeling ourselves? Are we feeling ourselves? Okay. She said, bam. Sun's out, titties out. Sun's out, belly's out. Sun's out, buns out. Okay, I need to get together, seriously.
Okay, so other than those 3 forms of intelligence, the artificial narrow intelligence, AGI, artificial general intelligence, and generative artificial intelligence, those are the 3 kinds. We also learned A to B.
How do you have an Ulta bag? It's not even, doesn't even look old. That makes more sense. Why is it so close? But why you still got an ulcer bag? May 24th, 2024, Friday. Heather Gillespie, one Heather G. What were your children's first cartoon favorites? Look at Heather over here trying to make conversations. Not even with anybody else. She just starts conversations with herself.
For the big kids, Vivi and Lewis, they watched Dora. Viviana was obsessed with Dora. I waited at 4 a.m. on Black Friday in line, a huge line around the store of Toys R Us.
Dora. Dora. It's Dora. Why do we talk about this? We were just talking about this. I think we were watching it. She was watching the hotel room. Because we were talking about boots. Swiper, no swipey. That's Heather. Swiper. Heather. Stop scamming.
They watched Dora. Viviana was obsessed with Dora. I waited at 4 a.m. on Black Friday in line, a huge line around the store of Toys R Us, getting this humongous life-size Dora the Explorer for her. And Lewis was only 18 months, apart from her in age, so he had to love Diego, of course. And the Little Einsteins was a favorite. For Alexis, it was Sophia the First and also Little Einsteins. They always watched Channel 11, in addition to Disney Channel and Nick Jr. and Disney Jr.
Oh, but yeah, do you not see what's going on with Disney and Nick? People really got to be careful. I'm sorry, I know this is a Heather video, but be prepared because Mama's going to come with some new videos and it's not going to be about Heather. Seriously, though, I know I sound crazy, and that's okay because I am crazy, but I am also very, very truthful. I don't tell lies. So, it has gone even since obviously, whenever I was a kid, it was messed up. But now I'm hoping eyes are being opened and people are learning and understanding and watching and listening about what is going on with the industry and the entertainment and television, everything. Like, see what is going on with everybody, especially as a child who works on Disney or Nickelodeon. Let's start with the kids first. That's what irritates me. Anyways. Sorry, off subject. Here we go.
And Nick Jr. and Disney Jr. And Weston has not started watching cartoons yet.
Well, that's good. Good job. What is your weight and height range? Lowest weight and highest weight? She says, what's your weight range and height? I'm 5'9". Sometimes I measure at 5.8. And my lowest is 123 and my highest is 208.
Okay, so my heaviest and lightest weights to date my entire life. I'm now 37 years old and my lowest was 123 pounds and my heaviest was like 208. And I was 208 right before I delivered Alexis, and I was 123 right before I got pregnant with Weston, and my average weight is like 160, and I'm 5'9". I do have a desire to compete. I was prepping for NPC when Alexis was about 18 months old. Just before all of the occurrences began in 2015. But yeah, I hope to get back to it someday. Right now, I'm about 175. I'm 3 months postpartum from having Weston.
Ain't nobody asked you no damn question. There ain't no reason to sit here and answer like someone asked you. Favorite album at the moment? Oh, I'm glad you asked me that.
Favorite album at the moment? If you guys have been following, you know that I've never been like a fan of country. But ironically, my favorite album right now is Getting Old by Luke Combs. And my
Bitch, get the fuck out of here. Get the out of here.
daughter is the one who recommended that album. Favorite album at the moment? If you guys have been following, you know that I've never been like like a fan of country, but ironically, my favorite album right now is Getting Old by Luke Combs.
The country don't claim you anyway, boo-boo. We don't need you to be listening to country music because you don't represent none of it.
What is my edge?
Stop. Why the fudge? Why am I getting so aggravated that she's trying to pretend that people are sitting here asking her questions and she's answering them? Like, she is so delulu in the head that she's so crazy that she's not even crazy. That's what's so crazy about it. She's not clinically crazy. I mean, I guess now she is, but she wasn't mentally crazy until she started making herself crazy. Does that make sense? Does anyone understand my logic here? I feel like, yeah, she may have had some mental issues, but then she's sitting here huffing her crap and she's killing all her cell brains. So slowly and surely, drugs are going to fuck you up. And are they going to fuck you up mentally? Yes, they will. So putting them all together, that here we are with Heather. But on top of that, she does this on purpose.
Yeah.
What cartoons were your kids' first faves? I thought we literally just did this one.
Yes, and I forgot. So I previously answered the question, what cartoons did my kids
Oh my
watch?
gosh, did you seriously think of something? That's like whenever you leave a fight and you're like, fuck, I should have said that. That would have been perfect. But you don't think about it until after you already left the argument. That's what Heather did. Heather done got off the bus and was like, oh, I forgot about that show. I like that show. Let me go and do another video. Nobody cares.
I said for Vivi and Lewis, because they're only 18 months apart, Vivi was obsessed with Dora, also Baby Einsteins. And then when Lewis was born, my bebe, he watched Diego, who is the male cousin of Dora. Then Alexis was obsessed
Don't
with
fucking sit here and talk down to me like I don't know who fucking Diego is.
Princess Sophia, Sophia the First.
I love Princess Sophia. I love Princess Sophia. My middle child loves Sophia. Oh, Sophia. Sophia the First.
And also Baby Einsteins. And then I said Weston didn't really have any cartoons yet, but that was wrong. He actually
What his favorite cartoon is? What? Or shall I ask, what are you trying to have his favorite cartoon to be? Because obviously baby don't have no favorite cartoon. Oh my gosh.
absolutely loved Bluey, which we watched for the first 3 days of his life on like a marathon as we co-slept in the same bed all 3 days because that's the kind of mother that I am.
That's the kind of mother I am. Bitch, I was watching George Lopez whenever I was giving birth because it was my favorite show and I watched it every night. And I said, I am finding this show before I push this baby out. And sure enough, I did. And then what was the other show? Literally, I had my favorite shows playing each time I was able to have my kids. Aftermath. Did I watch TV? I don't know. If I watched TV... I don't know if I watched TV. There was a lot of shit going on.
Just like I speak up and say that no one should be living in poverty, I don't think that anyone should be living in obesity either. If someone is uncomfortable with their weight, they should be in receipt of completely free surgical operations that result in their weight loss. No one should have issues with mobility. People should be able to get up and walk around as they so.
Oh my gosh. I mean, I understand that. But again, work for it. You better work for it. You want universal income. You want everyone to have money to not do fucking shit. And then you want free surgeries for all.
Please.
Oh my gosh. Can y'all hear the kids in the house? I'm gonna cry. I can hear them and they're singing happy birthday. I think it's one of their dolls' birthday and they were singing happy birthday together.
And we are in
Oh, that's so sweet. Oh, Yeah, I forgot what I was talking about. Oh, weight loss. That first of all, that's not safe. That's not an answer. Like, oh, let's just go have surgery. Like, you can't do that. First, it's you got to be safe, and you got to try to lose the weight first. You got to work for it. You got to work for it. That's why I used to watch that. What was that? My 600-pound life. And the doctor, what was the doctor's name? He was so funny because he did not sugarcoat anything. Someone said something about they were hungry or something, and he was like, I don't know how. What was his name? Did it start with the N? Dr. That's all I hear. I'm sorry. That's all I hear in the background. They can't hear me. Don't worry, Karens. But I could hear them saying, happy birthday to you.
Like I speak up and say that no one should be living in poverty, I don't think that anyone should be living in obesity either. If someone is uncomfortable with their weight, they should be in receipt of completely free surgical operations that result in their weight loss. No one should have issues with mobility. People should be able to get up and walk around as they so please. And we are in 2024 living in the most technological, advanced society that has ever existed to date.
Stupid.
That we know of. So this should most certainly no longer be an issue for anyone. Another question I have. You can call the police anonymously and make an anonymous complaint, but they won't go make an arrest. But if someone calls Department of Child and Family Services anonymously, Department of Child and Family Services, without doing any sort of investigating, will remove a child from a parent's care and custody, and the police in this country will not even start an investigation without a credible witness. Can you make that make sense for me?
Wait, I honestly did not understand anything. I don't know what her stance was. I gotta listen to this again.
Another question I have. You can call the police anonymously and make an anonymous complaint, but they won't go make an arrest.
You can call the police anonymously, but they will not go make an arrest. I don't know if I have no idea if that's true. I mean, why? I don't think that would be true, because even if they were anonymous, wouldn't they still have to go out there? Because God forbid if something deadly happened, it would be on the cops' fault. And if worse comes to worse, it's the fucking police. I'm sure they got your motherfucking number.
And make an anonymous complaint, but they won't go make an arrest. But if someone calls Department of Child and Family Services anonymously, Department of Child and Family...
Wait, can you call anonymously?
Family Services, without doing any sort of investigating, will remove a child from a parent's care.
They did investigations. They did. You were living on the street. You didn't even go in on your due date. You waited a day or two? I don't even know how you waited that long. You didn't have prenatal care like you should have. I don't care if you pop a pill or not. You need way more than that. And you didn't get a job. You didn't get off the street. How much investigation do you want them to do? So that's why he was placed, to see what's your next steps? What are you going to do? How are you going to show us that you can have your baby, that you actually want your baby, you deserve your baby, and you can raise your baby, you can afford your baby. And you can't. You haven't gotten a job yet. Okay, cool. She doesn't technically have to have a job to have her kid. Got it. I understand that. But she has to be able to support her kid, feed her kid, raise her kid, dress her kid. She can't do it online every damn day. There's no judge out there who's going to give her a kid that says, oh, you don't have a job. None of y'all have a job. Y'all all want to be on government assistance. You're in a fucking hotel/shelter, and it closes whenever the fuck it closes. I don't know why it's not closing this month. If it doesn't, I don't know. That owner must be regretting the fuck out of it. If you don't have a job, how are you going to feed him? How are you going to put diapers on him? Try to say cloth diapers. How are you going to wash them? I think I'm just in a debatable mood today. I don't know.
From a parent's care and custody, and the police in this country will not even start an investigation without a credible witness. Can you make that make sense for me?
They won't start a credible investigation without a witness. A witness to what, Heather?
Another question I have. You can call the police anonymously and make an anonymous complaint, but they won't go make an arrest. But if someone calls Department of Child and Family Services anonymously, Department of Child and Family Services, without doing any sort of investigating, will remove a child from a parent's care and custody, and the police in this country will not even start an investigation without a credible witness. Can you make that make sense for me?
Relationship values. Heather Gillespie. One Heather G. GoPro Solo. We about to fight. Say that. Type it one more time. Type it one more time.
I believe in monogamous relationships with traditional gender roles. I also understand that society has built constructs mostly based off of systemic injustices, things like unequal and uneven jailings in specific races and social classes that do call for or force relationships that are non-monogamous and don't carry a traditional gender role. For my own life, that's what I'm
sorry. You're like going one ear out the other. I'm just like watching her shirt. It kind of matches the building in the back. Where is they going? They going to see baby boy? They gonna go see the sweet baby boy today? That's so cute. I don't need a titty pic, please.
I think that's what most people want or wanted until they got so brainwashed generation after generation of seeing all this other crazy stuff going on out of necessity that now no one really knows, what to do. And I think that's why the world is headed towards an asexual society.
Asexual? Oh, shit, you're gonna make me sound stupid. What the fuck is asexual? Does that mean that you're not sexual at all, or does that mean you fuck everything? That's too much. I shouldn't have said that.
Because when you can't undo, you start something new.
What?
I believe in monogamous relationships with traditional gender roles. I also understand that society has built constructs mostly based off of systemic injustices, things like unequal and uneven jailings in specific races and social classes that do call for or force relationships that are non-monogamous and don't carry a traditional gender role. For my own life, that's what I want. I think that's what most people want or wanted until they got so brainwashed generation after generation of seeing all this other crazy stuff going on out of necessity that now no one really knows, what to do. And I think that's why the world is headed towards an asexual society. Because when you can't undo, you start something new.
Watch how quick Heather lies.
My name is Heather Gillespie. I'm a mother before anything. My name is Heather Gillespie. I'm a mother before anything. I've said it a million times and I'll say it again. If I woke up today and someone told me there was no chance I could ever be a mother to my children again, I would tell them I'd rather die than exist without my kids. My children are my purpose. All children are my purpose.
No, they're not, though. I can't stand people who act like that and talk like that, and then it's like your actions show the very far from it.
Making the world a better place for all of us. That's my purpose. I hope that social media and public...
I'm really not trying to be mean. How are you... I'm really trying not to be mean, but how are you making it a better place for us? For anyone. I'm not trying to be mean. I think everybody should make it a better place for everyone. Everyone. And you're not even doing it for yourself, for your kids. Like, what are you talking about?
My name is Heather Gillespie. I'm a mother before anything. I've said it a million times and I'll say it again. If I woke up today and someone told me there was no chance I could ever be a mother to my children again, I would tell them I'd rather die than exist without my kids. My children are my purpose. All children are my purpose. Making the world a better place for all of us. That's my purpose. I hope that social media and public forums and platforms can be used as tools for bettering our circumstances, the quality of our lives, to advocate for each other, and to impact positive change for the entire world, but most definitely for moms and babies and children and families. But it has to be for everyone, because guess what? Babies grow up. So all of you people who say protect the kids, kids grow up into adults, and who's protecting them then?
Well, whenever you parent your child, first of all, that's the most scariest, saddest part about it, is you can't protect your kids once they grow up. And, you know, they're by themselves and they're driving a car. Like, what if they get into... I don't even want to freaking think about it. And then don't even get me started. Y'all stress every day thinking about my kids not being with me and something happening to them. But as a parent, the only thing you can do is raise and love your children and know that they can come to you and y'all trust each other. So that way, if anything does happen, they'll feel comfortable coming to you. And just pray and hope for the best, that you raise them the right, correct way.
Religiously, I'm a Christian. I've been into the churches of Catholic.
So, girl, you better shut your mouth right now. Be quiet. Be quiet. Just stop.
Religiously, I'm a Christian. I've been into the churches of Catholicism, Catholic, Lutheran, Baptist, Episcopalian, Jewish, Temple,
What?
Muslim. I have a very...
Ma'am, this is your problem. You have a problem. What God do you believe in? I can't even say what God do you serve, because obviously you're not even serving a God. To me, y'all, if y'all ask me, there's only one God. I'm gonna respect everybody, but to me, you think I'm gonna say I ain't denying my God? What, y'all think I'm crazy? To me, there's only one God. To anyone else, there could be no God. There could be a tree is their God, or a fat Buddha is their God. I don't think it is very smart to jump to religion, because you don't know what you believe in. She has no idea what she fucking believes in. That will mess you up in your faith if you're jumping around to church, all these different religions, because things are different. This is what's wrong with you, Heather. This is why you need to have a relationship with God. That is the most important part. I am really disappointed that you did not learn as much as you should have learned while you were in Catholic church. I really wish you would have.
Religiously, I'm a Christian. I've been into the churches of Catholicism, Catholic, Lutheran, Baptist, Episcopalian, Jewish, Temple, Muslim. I have a very surface level understanding of some of the religions. I've been, just as of the last few years, studying the Bible chapter by chapter.
I mean, which Bible though? What are you doing?
I have a very surface level understanding of some of the religions. I've been, just as of the last few years, studying the Bible chapter by chapter. I do believe in the Bible. I do believe in those teachings, but you have to be intelligent and deep enough to be able to, and practical enough to be able to understand that we live in a Walmart superstore era, in a Target on every corner area, in a Sam's Club, Costco, where we have abundance of things. So people don't need to suffer like they did in the Bible when things were, in shortage.
What the fudge are you talking about? If I didn't love my phone, I'd throw it right now just because you're on the screen. What are you doing? How did we get there to here? Why are you talking about Walmart and Target? We were just talking about the Bible. We were talking about church and religion. And now we're talking about shortage.
Enough to be able to, and practical enough to be able to understand that we live in a Walmart superstore era, in a Target on every corner area, in a Sam's Club, Costco, where we have abundance of things. So people don't need to suffer like they did in the Bible when things were, in shortage.
We just got back from seeing Weston, my son. He's 13 weeks old, and there has still not been any response from the sponsors.
Ooh.
We just got back from seeing Weston, my son. He's 13 weeks old, and there has still not been any response from the sponsors. So, literally not even $1, which is really weird and unexplainable, like everything else in my life.
Heather Gillespie won Heather G, May 24th, 2024. How long has that milk been sitting there, Heather? Look at this. Look at this. You got bottles of water and trash on your freaking floor. Pick up your mess, dude.
Morning, guys. So we're still going strong here, thank God.
Ooh,
but I
look
really
at that whole entire ass room. Damn. Sorry, let me redo that. Sorry, that was a lot.
Morning, guys. So we're still going strong here, thank God. But I really need $100.
Now it's $100. Okay. Okay. What is it? Her phone bill and milk bags. I thought that was like $60. I don't know. Either way, here we are for the big ones.
So we're still going strong here, thank God. But I really need $100. And we have not made even one. Sponsors, it's not, normal for me to tell you guys what I need and not receive it. So I hope.
Woo! Boy, I swear, someone had the audacity to talk to me like that after I voluntarily gave them some money because I felt bad for the little bitch. If someone ever fucking had the nerve to talk to me like that, I'd knock you clean the straight out. I fucking wish one of them motherfuckers was someone that you fucking seen in person, and I hope they walk up to you and slap you straight on the motherfucking ground and get on top of your ass and knock your ass out. You need to get knocked the fuck out. The way that she talks to people, like, it's sad. It's honestly sad. It's honestly sad the way that she talks to these people, and they're like, oh yes, let me send you the last bit that I have of my $4. That's sad, bro.
Sponsors, it's not, normal for me to tell you guys what I need and not receive it. So I hope you guys are fine. If you could please let me know that everything is okay. I need $30 towards the phone and $70 towards the breast pump. It's $69 and some change with 2-day delivery through Amazon for the backup pump.
You have insurance. You have Medicaid. Like, I don't know if they still do that, but I know years ago, you were able to walk into the office and get one. And now things are so, you get a brand new one shipped to your house. So don't with that. And honestly, does someone think she's going to actually buy a real breast pump? No. She gonna be like, oh, look, yeah, I got the same exact one because I liked it so much, but this is the new one. I already threw away the old one. I can't show you, but just believe me, sponsors.
Weston is 13 weeks old. He'll be 14 weeks on Monday, and I am pumping still 4 days out of the week so that I can breastfeed 3 days out of the week.
Oh my gosh. This is her YouTube description. Heather Gillespie. a versatile entrepreneur with a background in healthcare advocacy, medical law and ethics, and administration. Why do you talk about yourself in third person? That is so aggravating. It's weird whenever people do that. She established GoPro Solo in 2018, but you don't even own it. I'm sorry, I've got to read and stop putting my 2 cents in. She established GoPro Solo in 2018, a nonprofit that provides direction and insight through various online platforms. As a statement model, producer, and curator, she has been involved in several projects, including thought-provoking campaigns such as What's Your Impact? And you didn't even put a fucking question mark. What's your impact? And Beauty in Contrast. Heather has experienced a... No, the fuck, she didn't just say her damn name. Heather has experienced a range of challenges from financial struggles to prosperity. She has pursued and continues to pursue educational opportunities and develop her skills in business, marketing, social media management, and marketing and fitness certification programs. She said marketing twice. Heather is currently expanding her education with coursework in the topics of AI, computer programming, language, and internet security. Heather attributes her resilience to her children who inspire her to push through difficulties and celebrate each triumph. VLAW. HLG forever.
We're getting there. I'm still about, 40 pounds heavier than before I got pregnant.
Ma'am, someone's in there using the bathroom and you seriously out there recording yourself? And why is the waist trainer over your shirt? I thought you were supposed to wear it under your shirt. And someone can't even pee or take a shit in peace.
So, we're getting there. I'm still about, 40 pounds heavier than before I got pregnant. So,
where does she get this food delivered to? We got 15 items delivered on May 2nd. 24 items delivered on May 10th. Why would she... But they're like meals. Oh my gosh, I'm disgusted. I feel betrayed. Did she have a stove in that hotel room? Does she have a stove in that hotel room? Or an oven? Because what she's getting, you have to make it. I swear if this bitch is getting food delivered to this hotel room that she gets to stay at for free and she's like has an oven in that bitch. I wonder if there's like a community stove or kitchen or something like that. Because I don't see her sending that food to her kids. Because it's like dinners. Like, I don't know. What is that? Is that ham? I don't know if it's ham or ground beef or some type of meat. I don't know if that's hot dog. What is that? Maybe hot dogs? Some kind of sauce. And then there's avocados, the same sauce. It looks like chicken tenders or something. I don't see why she would send that to her kids family unless they specifically asked her, like, this is what I want. Which I don't see them doing that, because who the fuck would want Heather's help? I mean, she's homeless. She can't even help herself. So where is she cooking this stuff at? Why is she even showing us this? It's like she wants to get caught. Is that ice cream sandwiches? And I just see a thing of yogurt. What if she did? What if she got it? Does she get it delivered to their house if she can't walk there? There's no way. I'm crazy. I'm like, my mind, I can't wrap it right now. Like, I can't even form a sentence. I'm so confused. I mean, shit, I guess whenever you have so much money in food stamps, you gonna have to try to feed everybody in the damn neighborhood. Who wore those jockeys men's underwear? Ew. I don't want to picture that. Oh, you little stupid lying ass bitch hoe. You lying ass bitch. You got a 3-pack of leggings delivered January 31st, 2024. Man, I've had my leggings way longer than you had yours. And are you kidding me? Well, she definitely lied about not having her leggings. She got 3 packs of them bitches. Cute socks.
AI with regards to A to B inputs means if you put in an email, that would be your input A, then you enter a rule so that output B would be filtering it through to a spam folder.
LOL, what are your favorite colors? This is sad, Heather. This is ridiculous. This is so ridiculous.
My favorite colors? You're so funny, guys. Turquoise, pink.
Did I miss the sign up? Where's the Q&A? I want to get up in that bit. Where's it at? You're so funny, guys. What a silly question. Out of all the things to ask and answer, what's your favorite color?
My favorite colors? You're so funny, guys. Turquoise, pink, and magenta.
Favorite clothing color is black. Slimming, flattering, camouflages, imperfections, etc. But sometimes it gets really boring, though.
Except if we're talking about my favorite colors to wear on my clothes. If we're talking about my favorite colors to wear on my clothes, it's going to be black every time. They're opening and
I am pro-humane and ethical treatment. I am pro-humane and ethical treatment of all people.
they're opening a new Starbucks. And we have
Oh my
a
gosh.
huge police presence.
Why?
At least 4 or 5 police cars with state troopers several blocks away in the surrounding area.
Have y'all never had a
A
Starbucks?
bunch of people congregated outside. And I believe this is for the Israel-Palestine
Oh.
protesting or conversation.